This recording is protected by copyright. Duplication is strictly prohibited by law.
How about we get you to introduce yourselves to the audience here? There are many here who don't know you. So if we could know about you, your spouse, children, family, what you did, in your careers, it'll really be, I think, very useful to the friends here.
Shall I start?
Yes.
Hello. Good afternoon. I'm Dhaval Sringarpatle. I used to be an IT professional. Before that, I used to be working with the automobile industry, all at senior levels. I have Chitra, who is my wife, who used to be housewife. Now she is a international businesswoman. I have two kids. One son who is studying in US, is doing his MS there, and second one is in 12th. He has his maths paper tomorrow, and both of us are here. That should tell you the seriousness. Yeah. And we have been doing this business full time now for last 12 years and thoroughly enjoying everything that we wanted in life has almost been achieved that we wanted to achieve through this business. Thank you.
Rajan Warrior, married to Prabha. I started my career flying for Air India and then moved into IT when I migrated to Australia. Prabha has got a master's in psychology, but she also went into IT when she came to Australia. We have two children. Anjali is 25 and Arjun is 23, and we've been in this business for 27 years.
Wow. I'm Khushru. Got my engineering degree because my parents told me that you won't get a good job and you'll have a miserable life. I chose one of the best institutes then, IIT Kanpur. Worked for few companies and quickly realized that that wasn't going to take me to the promised land. So I migrated moved to Thailand for a higher paying, better job, earned more money, had less time, worked 7 days a week. Moved to Australia, migrated this time, started my own business thinking that's what will get me freedom. So I have corporate life, I have what we call the self-employed options. And when I was at the peak of success in my self-employed business, 8 staff, 2 offices in Sydney, I was exposed to this business. And the one thing they promised me was time along with the money I was making. So maybe that's what got me thinking. I have one son who's now in Perth, Australia, and one lovely wife who's somewhere backstage. And we are loving our life as a result of this business. You can love your life too.
Prem Pillai. I have a background in computer science and telecommunications. I have, with focus, built a very successful career in the corporate world, in various parts of the countries, various companies. And after almost 20 plus years successfully building a career is when I was exposed to this particular business opportunity. Money was not an issue at that point in time, but everything else in life was. Therefore, we realized that this opportunity could help us to systemize and redesign our life the way we want it. And here we are excited about the life.
I'm Pramila Olsen. I have a background in corporate world, just a regular company. I worked for them for 17 years before I met my husband. And after we got married, I got introduced to this business. It's been 11 years now. And truly, if anybody is new here and thinks that this business doesn't work, I tell you, I've enjoyed the rewards of this business for the past 11 years. And life is just super, super fantastic.
Thank you. Let's start with, let me rattle your brains a little bit and, learn from your experience. So probably I'll address my first question to Khushru and to you, Pramila. Both of you have got corporate backgrounds, you've been successful in your careers, and you've also got diverse, in your case, Khushru, a little diverse experience as well, in different countries, different situations. How would you explain the characteristics of this business, or and in comparison with a traditional business or a corporate situation? I mean, what would you say? How does it pan out?
in this, I love this business is because without the traditional hassles of infrastructure, you can, without the huge capital investment to expand, you can build a very large network as we have built. That's one aspect I really love about this business. But I think the thing that really gets to me and gets to my heart is for 17 years, somebody else decided my worth, how much money I made, how much time I spent with my family, how much time I spent on my health. Somebody else made those decisions. Today, I decide my own worth. I decide if I want to grow, it's my decision, right? And I have seen that over the years, as we have grown, the concept that we have realized is today, me and my family, we live life on our own terms. And in the process, we have helped thousands of people, families, live life on their own terms.
Khushru?
Yeah, I started off as an employee and I thought that's where I'll finish my career. It's only the lack of money that caused me to look at options. So I don't know about you, but as engineers, we got very small, I think, salaries. Something that my wife was just not satisfied with. And I also can tell you that I became an engineer because I had an uncle who was in the railways. And he was senior electrical engineer. He lived in a bungalow in Ajmer with 13 bedrooms. And I became an engineer thinking that's exactly what I'll get when I'm an engineer. And I happen to live in Mumbai. And for my salary, I assure you, I couldn't have bought the toilet in a flat in Mumbai. So that's when I started looking for foreign postings. I did that, and I found that there you tend to work for your money. You get a lot of money, but no time to enjoy it at all. My wife had a fantastic time in Thailand, but I was working 7 days a week. And that's when I decided to start my own business. And ladies and gentlemen, I do not recommend that process if you're about to think of it. Because now I had responsibilities. I had to pay the salaries of 8 staff before I ever made a single dollar. Pay the rents, and I did make a lot of money, and I thought I was successful, except that I had no time for my wife or my son, and those were the two people I loved in life. And this business came into my life when I sort of was at the peak of my career. So I can assure you that from a traditional business or a service background, this business can sort of cream those two options. When I joined this business, I did have at the back of my mind that if I make money, I will start my own industry. Thankfully, I discarded that idea within 2 years. And so I'm leading a very, very happy life, dramatically different in terms of the money I make, the leverage I can introduce into either the money or the time. And the lifestyle is second to none. So dramatic differences between traditional options and this platform business. I suggest you look at this one.
Thank you. Thank you. Rajan, you said that you have had different careers. When you were here in India, when you moved overseas. What attracted you to this business, and have your aspirations been met?
Good question. What attracted? Nothing actually, because I'm an accidental diamond. You seen accidental prime minister? Yeah. My boss one day called and said, "Hey, listen, I'm setting up something. I want you to come with your wife to my house." Now, we have a saying, when your boss says jump, don't ask why, ask how high. Because I love my job. I wanted to keep it. I had taken a loan to do that, to become an IT guy. So I wanted to repay the loan. We wanted to settle down. So we went to his house and saw the plan for the first time. Now, we had a vague idea as to what Amway is all about. Like, I'm sure you all had a vague idea before you came in. And by this time, I'm hoping that that idea has been thrown out of the window. But when we saw the plan, it said, okay, this sounds interesting. And there was a meeting happening similar to this the following weekend. And they sold us a ticket, me and my wife, and the boss and his wife. And we went for the meeting, and we were lucky enough that the speakers were Jim and Nancy Dornan. Yeah? you can't think of anybody better than that. That's really the horse's mouth. And they intrigued us because, the kind of value systems and the kind of things they were talking about was so interesting. I said, this at least deserves checking out. But you know what? My boss and his wife didn't come for that meeting, even though they had a ticket. So Monday morning he called me and said, Rajan, I know you joined to please me. And now I have decided to quit the business. So you can also quit to please me and get your money. I said, sir, I got a problem. What's that? I've seen something. And I can't tell you how grateful I am for the statement he said. He said, it's your life, you do what you want. Wow. That one statement actually gave us freedom. Okay? That one statement actually allowed and helped us to save my daughter's life. Some of you know the story. We shuddered to think, what if he said, no, you got to quit? The job was better, more important than this business for me at that time. I would have quit. And another turning point for us was also in my office. There was a very senior IT guy, and he had patents in his name. He had written books on IT. He was on a $250,000 salary in 92, 25 plus years experience, and he had a major argument with his boss. And I saw this man at that stature getting thrown out of the company like a piece of furniture without even allowing a phone call to his wife to say that, please come and pick me up. They didn't even allow that. And I said, I'm giving my time of my family, my health, my spiritual life to become what he is or where he is. And if this is how much respect he gets and this is the way he gets treated, why am I pursuing that? Whereas when I went to that meeting, I saw people who were successful in this business. They had joy on their face. They had security. They were happy and relaxed and healthy. Those are the things I wanted. And I can tell you after 27 years, that's exactly the way we live. So yes, all my aspirations were met.
Thank you. Dhaval, I'm going to extend the same question because yours is, the IT profession, which is considered, a very, very prestigious, what shall I say, with a lot of growth prospects and a lot of changes. What attracted you into this business?
Well, at that time, I was getting very fast promotions. I had changed industry. I'm a mechanical engineer. I was from automobile industry. I had come to IT and had established myself, getting good fast promotions. Money was good. I loved my job, minus the boss, minus the time pressures, minus the stress, minus the compulsion to go every day, minus the no leave situation. Everything was fantastic minus these. And when I came into this environment, I saw a complete contrast. First, I would like to tell you how I was introduced. I was in UK and I was having fun of my life, accepting the job. And then at that time, a person who was an international flying pilot introduced me to this business, and only one thought, his salary would be bigger than mine, forced me to look at it seriously. And then when I started looking from inside, I started realizing everything I hated there was an exact opposite available here. I wanted time with family, it was here. I wanted to spend time with my kids. I wanted to travel the world with family. That time I was traveling the world with laptop. This time it was with family. I hated boss. The concept of boss I have always hated. There was no boss here. Everything was contrast. I said, this is exactly what I was looking for. Finally, why do we want all the big money? So that we can enjoy life, live it, and feel fulfilled. And the most important thing is, I saw that I can help others to come out of the same situation they are in, that rut which they don't like, they just simply hate, but they have no choice but to keep going. I said, I would rather follow this career, which I can develop parallel to my job. That's what we did. And we have had fun of our life last 12 years. I have been with my kids all the time, so much of time that sometimes we feel we should leave them and get them their time. We have traveled almost 18 countries in the last 12 years, many of them with amway in a fantastic style. I had a dream of taking my mom and show her the world. I'm very proud to tell you I took her to almost every continent excepting Africa, which she hated. She didn't want to go. But everywhere else I could take her. I think there can be nothing else more fulfilling than this business. Thank you.
Wonderful. So what I'm going to ask you then is, what are the methods you use to become successful? You know, because you've been in the business for 12 years now. How did it start for you, and what did you follow to create the success that has given you so much in life today?
Oh my God, that's like 18 years. Yes, compressed, in 2 minutes, I have changed jobs, and there what I realized was, I go there, they give me a process and tell me you read this and then follow. There's no one to tell you what are your responsibilities, what you are supposed to do, how you are supposed to do, nothing. When I came in here, the best part was there was a mentor, there was a boss. Here was a mentor who would guide me. And the best part I liked was everything was step by step. Because everyone who enters the business is wondering, can I do it? Will I be able to do it? What are the steps? I'm doing it over and above my job and family and this and that. Luckily, there are steps, okay? And I was explained the steps in the beginning only. The first thing I understood, I was made to understand, not the corporate way, made to understand. I was explained, is I need an environment which secures me, which lets me grow. And luckily, Network 21 has created that environment in the form of different meetings. Okay? So every week I go to a preview, I'm in that environment. I keep meeting so many people who tell me, it's the same presentation every time. Why do we go? We don't go for the presentation, we go for the environment that is there. Because for even a small plant to grow, it needs proper environment. And here we are talking creating a life. I'm so thankful Network 21 has this environment of every week preview, then a business building seminar every month, and then convention like this. Okay, I always knew if I had to succeed here, I better learn, and I cannot learn in one single convention. I keep meeting people who tell me, I have attended a convention of Network 21, I didn't succeed. Come on, if you were to succeed, you didn't need a convention at all. You would be successful in all parts of life. That's what we are talking. And here I realized every time if I keep coming to conventions, I'm going to be in this environment slowly developing, and my business will parallelly grow because my team will follow and do exactly what I do, because this business works on duplication. Second thing I understood was that I need to prepare myself for leadership. Okay? If the leadership in corporate is different, his salary is in my hand. He has to do what I tell him to do. Here, unfortunately, nothing is in our hand. We have to lead them, and we lead only one way is by example, and two is if they feel like following us. So I understood that I need to listen to audios and read books so that I personally grow, so that people want to follow me, and that was there. And then use the products, get impressed, and share the business idea with 8, 15 or 30 people every month. And this whole process is called core. And I understood if I follow core religiously, I will succeed, and that is exactly what happened. So I just started following core, and people started duplicating core, and the result is there. After 3 years, this business was paying me much more than my IT salary of 15 years and a life which everyone would want sort of sought after. That's the steps I followed, I would say.
Thank you. It's beautifully packaged. Thank you very much, Dhaval. I don't think I could have put it any better than what you have. Thank you very much. Pramila, we need your guidance to help understand how do you create a good work-life balance when you have young children, because their needs, their time requirement with the parent is very, very high. And you've been actively building the business, creating very significant success. So how do you balance that, keeping them happy with their requirements and needs, keeping them balanced, and plus being focused here on a continuous basis to create the long-term success?
जो वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस ये जो कॉन्सेप्ट होता है ना, ये वहम होता है. ईदर यू आर अ हाउस वाइफ और यू आर वर्किंग, स्पेशली फॉर वीमेन और फॉर मेन ऑल्सो. यू आर अ फुल टाइम फादर और यू आर नॉट अ फादर. बायोलॉजिकली यू आर अ फादर, बट समय नहीं होता है ना बच्चों के साथ में, राइट? यू आस्क अ रेगुलर फादर की बच्चे का क्या उम्र है, क्या उम्र है उसका लास्ट. No offense, men do take up the responsibility to provide for the family, and it's very noble. पर ये जो work life balance है, corporate life में या बाहर की दुनिया में एक वहम है, वो तो हो ही नहीं सकता है, right? When I was working in the corporate world, it was just work. Right? You get a Saturday, Sunday off. I don't know about Saturday these days, but we got a Saturday, Sunday off, and that was your private life. Whatever you wanted to do. Monday to Friday, out of balance. Right? And I saw young mothers when they had children, in 3 months they had to leave their children and go back to work. And that was normal. That's normal in India, that's normal everywhere else. Maybe in the West you get some more time. So I never had this wrong expectation that ये पूरा life balance में होना चाहिए. If you want to do something significant in your life as a woman or as a man, थोड़ा तो ऊपर नीचे होना ही पड़ेगा. सब जन खुश नहीं होंगे, right? Not everybody can be happy. Like, I heard a great woman say that you cannot keep a clean house and well-fed children and everything perfect and do something significant with your life. Itna samay hota hi nahi hai, right? So, when I decided to build this business and take decisions, I knew that thoda to gadbad hona hi hai idhar, upar niche hona hi hai. So the sooner you accept, bacche to they are very happy with whatever you do with your life. But if you don't have integrity, if you are not doing what you're telling them to do, that doesn't sit well with them. So if I have a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old, and my 9-year-old, if she has exams, and I tell her, you have to do it, and you have to kind of achieve, as we parents today, it's a very competitive world. You have to come number one. I don't say that to her, but and I'm not striving, and I'm not pushing myself to be number one. Then that is not a balance in the family. That doesn't sit right. Yeah. So I say to anyone who is new here, man or woman, बाहर भी बैलेंस नहीं होगा, ये बिजनेस में भी ज्यादा कुछ बैलेंस नहीं होगा. ऑफ कोर्स आफ्टर यू रीच अ लेवल देयर इज बैलेंस. ये पूरे टाइम में इम्बैलेंस नहीं होता है. जैसे कि व्हेन आई वाज वर्किंग इन अ कॉर्पोरेट लाइफ, आई न्यू 40 साल मेरा लाइफ इम्बैलेंस में होगा. बट हियर आई से टू द न्यू पर्सन, कल से अपने आप को 100 दिन दो. 3 साल नहीं, 1 साल नहीं, 100 दिन दो. बस अगर आप यहाँ बैठे हैं, एंड इफ यू आर 35 years old, करीबन प्रिम विल नो द कैलकुलेशंस बेटर देन मी, करीबन आपके पास 10,000 या 12,000 दिन होंगे जीने के लिए. मैंने नहीं कहा, वो तो स्टैटिस्टिक्स बताता है. इफ यू हैव 10,000 or 12,000 days to live, give yourself the next 100 days to change your life, to change what you want in your life. This meeting will give you clarity to show you what you want in your life. But the next 100 days, what you do with the concept you get and what you do with this system will change your life. And maybe the next 100 days will be out of balance. But what if the next 9,900 days will be in balance? And that's what this business is.
Thank you. Thank you. Very well said. Thank you, Pramila. Rajan, I'll just extend that question a little bit. You know, in a city like Mumbai, this massive time challenge here. In most homes, the couples are working. You know, traveling is very, very time consuming and extremely difficult. How would what would you guide a young couple who want to start the business? Because you have been in similar situations, being in it for 27 years with with no kids, then young children, today young adults. How would what would you suggest to a couple, for example, young or older, to manage the time to build this business?
Okay, somewhere I read that they said, the currency of the future is going to be time, not money. Today everybody is, saying I'm busy, okay? And it's almost become a disease, isn't it? I'm busy. Somebody said, what's life? And the wise man said, what you do after Facebook and WhatsApp. There you go, okay? It's not how much time we got, it is what you do with the time we got. Somehow the Mukesh Ambanis and the big industrialists seems to have all the time to start new industries. And you and I, who just work for a boss, like what Dhaval said, seems to be too busy to do anything. So I don't believe the problem is that we are busy. It is a utilization of time. Now we live in a very exciting time of all the new, innovations and the startups and the apps all coming in. And all these inventions are for what? Supposed to give us more time, right? It's supposed to be for more convenience. But then unfortunately, it's a double-edged sword. If we don't use it properly, that same thing that is there for our convenience becomes our downfall. Okay? So if you are a busy couple sitting there thinking, how do I fill this? There's a fantastic story I heard about when the Parsis landed in Gujarat. They are my favorite set of people, Parsis. Yep, absolutely. And, they asked to be absorbed into the country, and the king said, we are too full. We can't help you. So the Parsi priest said, could you get me some glass of milk and some sugar? They brought it. He took a spoon of sugar and put it into the glass, and he said, he mixed it and asked the king, please drink it and see. And he asked, what's the difference in the milk? He said, it's become sweet. And the priest said, that's how we will assimilate into the society. The milk didn't spill, but it became sweeter. And I believe, if you're wondering how will I do this, first understand Network 21 training is going to add sweetness to your life. And it will show you your right priorities in life. I was also in Australia, my friends used to call me, Rajan, next year, Wednesday, the such and such date, what TV program is there? I was the expert. Like some of you. Because I had nothing else to do. Available work always fills available time. Okay? This business, this training, Network 21, from what you saw from Peter's lifestyle, it'll show you what is the right priority where we should be investing the most expensive or the most valuable investment we have. Time. Okay? So, it's easier than you think. Now, like, Pramila said, the first and foremost I'll say, make that decision that between now and the next convention, I'll give the 6 months, she said 100 days, 100 days of doing something, but staying in the business for the next 6 months by putting a ticket for that next meeting. Okay, there's a fantastic story. The speakers who are coming, Olive has got an amazing story to tell. You don't want to miss that. That will at least, keep you there, and you just have to take one step at a time. This business is all about paint by numbers approach. sit down with the person who brought you here and ask, what is my next step? The most valuable question you will ever ask in this business is, what's my next step, coach? What's my next step, coach? Continue to ask that for the next 100 days, and you will suddenly see you have a lot more time. Okay, so that's what I will do if I was sitting here for the first time. Now, few of the mistakes we make as a couple. If you're a single, fantastic. You have nobody to fight with and argue with, and you can spend all the money yourself. Okay? If you're a couple, one of the few mistakes we all make in the beginning, because you know what? Like somebody said, I had a love marriage, and once I got married, the love went out of the window. Is that right? So why is that? You will realize that there are different personalities and everybody is not wired the same way. One of the biggest mistakes people make in this business as couples is you expect your spouse to be equally fired up or equally capable or efficient in building this business. I remember my wife is a personality called phlegmatic, whose main thing is, I'm happy, leave me alone. Okay, I'm a choleric who is a go-getter. And I used to push her, you're not doing that, you do that. And eventually my 6'6" double diamond upline, Dr. Gabriel, had to tell me, Rajan, if you don't leave her alone, I'll break your head. That made sense to me. So I stopped doing that. You know what? I came to India because my dad had a suspected heart problem, and for about, a month I was in India. I went back, and when I reached home, there was a surprise party for me. It was my birthday. There were 30 new distributors I have never seen, who were all brought in by my wife in 1 month. I never done that. She could do it because somebody just let her be. You have to give space to your partner. You got to read some books which will help you. Personality Plus, the 5 love languages. These kind of things are gonna help you to understand what makes you tick, and more importantly, what makes your spouse tick. Okay, so you got to get into that media program, they will talk to you and help you to understand each other and the business, and how to set goals, and the importance of that core and all those things you need. The beauty of this business is everything you need is there, so you don't have to worry about it. So if you're a couple, keep these few points in your mind.
Thank you very much, Rajan. Prem. We've heard the Network 21 system mentioned a number of times today. How would you explain the relationship between Amway, the company, and Network 21 as a system, and how does one take advantage of this relationship?
All right. How much time? We are familiar from the business concept. We always attach the concept to a company. And we say, okay, we have started this business or that business. There is a very unique way this company operates. Yes, Amway is a manufacturing company, like any other company, but it adds certain other values to you. For example, it offers you a unique business opportunity provided you are a consumer. Do you know any company that offers you a business opportunity because you are a consumer? Why not? Do you realize that? But bear in mind, it is an opportunity for a consumer. It is not an opportunity for a marketer or a salesperson. Can you see the difference? Now, once you start that business, it is a zero-cost business, but with unlimited income potential. Asymmetric growth. Has anybody seen that in any business? It is always symmetric, isn't it? The risk is as much as the potential. Here it is asymmetric. Zero risk, unlimited potential. Unlimited. I don't even know how many zeros you will add, that will be achieved. You add it. Most of them do not add enough. That's the only problem. The other issue which is very fantastic from my perspective is all the licensing, legal, liabilities, everything the company takes care of and leaves us to just develop the business growth, not worry about the logistics or liabilities. You have a 100 crore business, operate from your bedroom, no problems, no staff, no employees required. Likewise, what is unique there is when you start your business, they provide you a digital platform to run your business free of cost. Yeah? They support you with all the warehouses and logistical background. But more importantly, they provide you a management information and business development software running on the digital platform where your business can be scaled to any level you want, no matter what's your background. You don't have to be an IT professional. That's taken care of. You are an entrepreneur in the truest sense because you can now scale your business to whatever level you want. It's an unbelievable opportunity. And if you carry zero liability, what kind of excitement would you have? That is the biggest challenge today in the world when you start a business. Coming to Network 21, Network 21 powers this particular business opportunity. So there's complete distinction. The company provides you the business opportunity. They do not tell you or they do not even know how to build this business or develop this business. Network 21 does not look after the manufacturing or anything. They don't know anything about it, but they know how to power this business to whatever level you desire as an entrepreneur. What they provide, as you heard today, is a platform to build up your leadership capabilities, a platform where you can bring other people and your team to build up their capabilities with you. So the concept of leveraging, concept of duplication is easily achieved in the environment of Network 21. And when it is value-based, and when it is family-based, and when it is trust-based, the very environment and the very platform, can you see some of the intangibles you would love from your entrepreneurial business is already achieved, even before you make your money? For example, you heard a lot of people talking about good health. Even if I'm making zero money and improve my health and my vitals, is it better? My time management, as Rajan just said, or my ability to tolerate other people and build relationships. Yeah? Yeah. No, this is the biggest challenge. In Mumbai, somebody says, why, dhakka kyun mara? Where else will you get a dhakka in, if not in Mumbai? I mean, so what is going through the software in their mind? Do you want to have that inculcated in your kids too now? Or do you want an environment where that is released and new thought processes are put there? So quickly, those are the distinctions. Now, which one is important for you? The business opportunity or the driving force of the business? Thank you very much. So you should use both equally well. Thank you.
Khushru, would you like to briefly add anything more to what Prem has said?
Normally, nobody adds anything to what Prem has said. Except Geeta.
I'm very quiet today.
Today. This environment, this period. No, but seriously, everything he has said makes so much sense that I don't think I need to add anything, except maybe to explain it in what we call a hathoda chap language. I'm a mechanical engineer. He's an electronics engineer. He looks at pathways through the brain. I look at physical, I'll bash you up if you don't understand me. But seriously, Amway is a business opportunity, and it's the best business opportunity that I have seen in the last 21 years. But I would not have succeeded at Amway. I am what we call a recycled Amway distributor. I had joined Amway before I joined this time, and I talked to 3 of my friends. They said, an engineer should not be doing such a thing. My ego was hurt. and I quit. This is not even a resignation letter. This is like you just stop doing things. You slowly sort of slide out. You say, no, my priorities are taking me elsewhere. My time management requires that I focus on the opportunities at hand. And I sort of slipped away. And the second time round, it was Network 21 that maybe allowed me an option to stick on till I realized the full potential of the Amway business. So as Peter Cox said, I have. So as Peter Cox said, Network 21 is all about leadership training, and it's all about giving enough options to a leader in terms of traits and values to get rid of himself from the business. That's how he defines his freedom. And so if I needed an environment which could allow me to be in that environment till I realize the potential of the Amway business, Network 21 would be the only environment which would allow me to do that, and which would develop me as a leader, give me that option to get rid of myself from my business. As Peter says, duplicate, replace myself. And this combination is unbelievable and unattainable anywhere else in the world. And I strongly recommend that combination.
Thank you, Kushru. We take one last question, and Prem, it's going to be to you. Where do you see this business progressing from your perspective, say, in the next 5 years? It's easier to see 5 years. So,
if you look at the opportunities available today, plenty are there. They pay well. But how many of you can say with some confidence that they will remain and sustain for the next 5 years? Right? But will you be there around 5 years later? So there is a dichotomy. You need to live, but the modalities of living is changing rapidly. Would you agree? And that's a transformation that is happening through disruptive technologies. Mumbai may not believe it, but soon you will get free electricity, free bandwidth, driverless electric cars, whatever you want to call it. What that would do is remove all the existing and currently high-paying jobs. In fact, I was reading a book which said that 95% of the jobs by the year 2025 have not even been discovered today. 95%. Likewise, one book said you will need a minimum of 6 different varied careers to keep making money for your family in your lifetime. Is that possible? Or is that a better route? So there are challenges coming up, but disruption by definition also brings transformation if you are equipped with it. What do you need to be equipped with? You need to be equipped with resilience, your ability to bounce back number of times, and also your ability to create a new mindset to change direction rapidly. As I would say, nimble-footed change. That kind of an environment exists in Network 21 to nurture these two things for you. Now, the challenge usually and the opportunity usually, all the apps that Rajan talked about, is servicing the last mile. And today, if you see, the biggest challenge for servicing the last mile is the rapid change of technology the Janta is clueless about. Who would update them? Who would guide them with the right sensitivity? Because most marketers today tilt it in their favor against the consumer. Is that a fair statement? You could be the only exception who would tilt it towards them rather than towards you. So in addition to the products that you would provide, if that family becomes resilient enough to bounce back, if they become mindset change because of challenges, they have the mindset you have cultivated with them to be able to bounce back, what have you added value? In the tangible sector or the intangibles? Which one would you consider more dear to you now that you are technically competent or career has been successfully built? What do you need? Soft skills. That is provided by somebody who can always have audience and who will always have priority if it is provided and offered with the integrity and value that we speak about. Make sense? So the last mile of making a family happy, environmentally sound, and also responsible citizens, if you take up that as part of your charter, which is part of your charter now, both from the company, from the manufacturing point of view, or from Network 21, from a social point of view, you integrate with it, you live with it. If you build a business with this environmental impact, it will always be a requirement for a family as they transit through the phases of technology. So you are going to be the last mile provider for the family in all aspects, not just the technical or the product aspect. Can you equip yourself like that? Did you see a glimpse of that when you attend, say, 30 such seminars? Would you become equipped? Now, in 30 seminars, you could bring 30,000 of your people who also get equipped. Now, with that leverage of 30,000 people, what is the potential available for you to generate an income? Yeah? Number two, how long these families need that kind of social support? 1 month? Rest of their life. So how many months would you earn the residual value of that impact you have created? Once in 30 minutes? Lifelong. But if you do it properly, they would refer you to other people and refer you to their next generation of kids as well. So what is the longevity of your business? 2 to 3 times your lifetime value. So the income potential is 2 to 3 times the lifetime value, provided you build this business with the synergy of Amway Business Opportunity and the Network 21 training program.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to our panelists who have done a fabulous job today.
While the techniques and approaches suggested have worked for others, no one can guarantee that these techniques and approaches will work for you. We hope, however, that the ideas presented here will assist you in developing a strong and profitable business. This material have been published independently of Amway India Enterprise.